Hi everyone. First of all, Guy, Inspiring Stories, thanks for giving me this opportunity. I want to tell you guys about two passions of mine. The first of all is the street children in the Philippines, and the second of all is the not-for-profit sector in New Zealand and the work we're doing with Ignite Consultants in Dunedin. I'm a university student myself in Dunedin, born and raised as well. I had the fantastic opportunity after my second year to spend my summer in Manila, a city of 12 million people, where 10 to 15% of that population live in slums or on the street. And out of that 10 to 15%, 200,000 of them are street children. This opportunity really came about through one of my best friends. Him and myself organised this trip to really learn about poverty outside of New Zealand. We knew a little bit about poverty in New Zealand, but had no idea about its extent overseas. So this graphic shows you to the extent of how densely people live and the poverty that it creates in the Philippines. This is just an example of one of the slums that we visited on a river, which is not uncommon in the Philippines, people that live by the river. The main problem, I suppose, in Manila with the street children is that orphanages, even though they're well funded, won't take kids off the street because they're sick, they're uneducated, and they're unwilling to kind of do anything that people tell them to do because they've got the best life, I suppose, in their eyes. A lot of them have got substance abuse issues and like glue and solvents, so getting them off that is a really, really big issue. We worked at the Kuya Centre for Street Children. In Tagalog, Kuya means big brother. So I was big brother Alex, or Kuya Alex, which I love because I don't have any little brothers myself. This is a photo of some of the boys and some of the girls from another organisation down the road. Kuya takes these kids off the street and gets them into the formal education system and the formal orphanage system. Otherwise, there's just no chance for them. We had the wonderful opportunity to be there over the summer working with these kids, teaching them some English, learning a lot of swear words in Tagalog, which is the ones you learn first because the ones you get to tell the kids off for using. After our summer there, we went back to university and continued our studies. We had 2 years left at the University of Otago, but we didn't want to continue with the way that we had continued with how we'd started over those 2 years. We wanted to get involved with some, like this pretty much. We wanted to get involved with some community work. So we started running the men's night shelter on a Sunday night. Every once a month I would open up the shelter and invite pretty much anyone in. And the last Sunday I did it, we had 8 members in, 3 just been released from prison that day, all gang members, 3 youths with substance abuse issues and 2 elderly gentlemen with really bad mental illness. I remember going to bed at about 12 o'clock and waking up to a shouting at 3 a.m. and just thinking, all right, this is it. I've had a good life, but this could be the one. So this strong smell of bacon coming from the kitchen, I run to the kitchen, these 2 guys shouting at each other madly, and one of them's gotten up in the middle of the night who hasn't had bacon in 2 years, he's been in prison, and he stole someone else's bacon from the fridge, and he's cooked up the whole packet, and he's about to hoe into it. And I catch him, we start a bit of a yelling match, and then all of a sudden, all 8 of these guys are around the dinner table, and we'll got a piece of bacon each, and we're all talking about how wonderful bacon is. It was at this moment where I thought there must be a better way to work in the community on a more strategic level and have a bigger impact for the amount of effort that we're putting in, because this was just really stressful. So that's when I discovered Ignite Consultants. Ignite Consultants provides free consulting work for not-for-profit organisations in Dunedin. That work varies from marketing plans and funding plans to governance structures and even forming a not-for-profit. We do this by recruiting the top students at the university over all disciplines, and we take 20 a year and work on 4 projects a semester, so 8 a year. We've had some fantastic results. and everything culminates in a project report and a presentation delivered to the organisation at the end of those 8 weeks. Some of the best projects we've had have really launched struggling not-for-profits back into the city and really producing some fantastic work. These are just some of the things that we focus on: strategic partnerships, passionate teams, sparking change. The big thing that makes Ignite effective is that we take the best students and we immerse them in the not-for-profit sector. By doing that, we hope to plant the seed for them in the future that they are going to go off to these big firms, these big companies, hopefully be partners and CEOs one day, and they're going to want to come back and work with these community organisations again. These are our consultants for this semester, really good-looking bunch of third and fourth years. They are working on projects like the Community Law Centre in Dunedin. They're actually doing a project for the Men's Night Shelter, which is fantastic, and we're outlawing bacon. The Otago Settlers Association and an organisation called Curtin Bank. And we are having our presentation on the 24th of September, and we're really, really looking forward to that. We give these consultants training, resources, and we pair them with mentors from the business and not-for-profit community. The results of these projects are, first of all, the students themselves. Like I said, they get immersed in the not-for-profit sector, they understand it better, and they want to be involved in it in the future. The not-for-profits themselves go away refreshed. They go away with a renewed vision and a renewed belief that they are doing the right thing, and they have connections now with university students and with businessmen as well. We have partners from Deloitte, we have CEOs of the biggest not-for-profit organisations in Dunedin working as mentors. And that in itself has another effect in drawing the business community into the not-for-profit sector and seeing what comes out of that relationship. We've had a lot of success this year. This is the Trustpower Award that we won earlier in the year, and that is going to take us to Wellington in March for the national awards. It's not about recognition at the end of the day, but for the consultants to see that we're actually producing really, really high quality work. It enables us to gather the highest talent from the university to really make this project effective. My dream for Ignite is to create opportunities for every student at the university to have the opportunity to give back to the community. My dream is for business leaders and not-for-profit leaders to engage with the Ignite as the medium, students to develop those relationships. My dream is for not-for-profit leaders to be able to call up a partner of Deloitte or PwC and say, I don't know, do we buy or lease this property? What do we do? We've got no accounting experience, no law experience, we need help. So we're developing those relationships. My dream is for the bottom 10% of New Zealand's socio-economic population to be brought up to, not to the top, but to the middle tier. We need to increase equality in New Zealand. Politicians have their place, and they do. Some of them do a good job, some of them don't do a good job. But it's our job as this generation, I believe, that we can end poverty not just in other parts of the world, but in New Zealand. And I believe Ignite is one way that we can do that. Thank you.